Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we're back in the US in search of fully funded masters and PhD opportunities. And yes, I come bringing good news. So we are at the University of Notre Dame in the US, and it has funding for both masters, but mostly for PhD. And as some of you might be aware, you can apply directly with your bachelor's degree straight to a PhD, and you can even skip a master's. And remember, there are more scholarships for masters than for PhD rather than for masters. So why not go straight to a PhD because you're more likely to get funding? I hope that is clear. So let me show you some of the funding opportunities here at this University of Notre Dame. You can see here that in the social science department, you'll be earning in stipend 38,000. In the, I think this is the business school or the School of Public Affairs, I believe, $39,000 in stipend. Engineering 41, and you can even earn more because there are other fellowships that might allow you to earn more. Then you have other faculties, and there's a breakdown of what you would get in stipend as an admitted student, particularly for a PhD. Although, as we'll see, there are also master's funding at this university. So there is funding if that is your concern. There is funding at this university. As a matter of fact, let me whet your appetite a little bit more. A number of people on this YouTube channel have actually won scholarships at this university. In fact, I think in the US, this is the university where we have the majority of our YouTube subscribers. So look at what I have here on the screen. This is the offer letter of someone who got something 2 years ago, and this is actually a master's in global affairs in 2023. Look at the school fees, 36,000. Look at the living expenses, 21,000, and he got tuition scholarship of exactly covering the amount of the fees and also exactly covering the stipend, the amount required for the living expense. So everything was covered through and through. He didn't have to worry about any paying any fees. And then he also has a subsidized health insurance of 2,800, and that is how he began his studies with a fully funded master's at this Notre Dame University. And by the way, it's not the only one. We actually have several people on this channel who have won similar opportunities. So this is another one. I don't know whether I can say this clearly. Also, the same Department of Global Affairs, and this is in 2024. I think we have another 2025 as well. There are lots of funding at this university. This is another department. This is biological sciences, covered through and through. So you get the idea. This university has lots of funding. It is competitive, of course. It's not for everybody. It's for those with a strong document and strong profile. But it is possible, like the award letters you've seen or the ones I showed you earlier. So it is doable, and let's try to replicate the success for you and for those applying for this academic year. So welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Victor once again. It is another day and we have another scholarship. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. But where have you been? There are lots of videos. So just click on videos here and you get lots of videos on this YouTube channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around. I'm sure you find something that catches your interest. And if you're a returning viewer, a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Thanks for the constant support. And I hope you find the scholarship sooner than later. So let's get into this. Let me show you how to apply. So we've seen the funding. There is funding for different faculties, not just for the sciences, for social sciences, for business school. You can see the College of Business as well. They even earn more in the business school, as you can see. So this is for what you'll be earning in stipend. So what about things like application fees or English test? Do you have to, what do you do about those? Okay, let's start with the English test. So this is the FAQ section of the application website, which I'll be linking in the description box. So it talks about if English is not your native language, but you've studied in the English language all through your university career. So do you need to write any of those English tests, the IELTS or the TOEFL? The answer is that you can get it waived. If you have studied already for at least 2 years, and most bachelors are 3-4 years. So if you studied in 2 years in an English majority country, or where English is a primary language of instruction, let's make this bigger, then you wouldn't have to write any of the IELTS or TOEFL. But it helps to get a letter from your university or from your supervisor, from the authority in that university, saying that or stating that you studied exclusively in the English language. You can also confirm from the graduate admissions, just to make sure. You can email them just to confirm that, see, I studied already in the English language, or I have a letter from my university and I've uploaded the letter in my application, just to put you on notice, if that makes sense. So yes, we have that sorted. You can apply without an English test if you already studied in the English language. So what about application fees? So what do we do about application fees? Some universities only give to domestic students, but can international students also apply for application fee waivers? This is what we have here, application fee waivers. So can we apply? So it says here that both domestic and international applicants can apply. You can see it here, both domestic and international applicants applying for master's or PhD can apply for the application fees. So let's see the process. How can we apply for the application fees? So there are different criteria and you have to meet at least one. The first one is basis of need and financial hardship. Another one is about US citizens. So probably a number of you will not be US citizens, probably. I have a number of subscribers from the US, but not the majority. The majority are from outside the US. So let's look at this one. Remember, they said it's for both domestic and international students. So you do not have to be a US student to apply for a fee waiver. So we'll be capitalizing on this one, on financial hardship, on the basis of need. So it says that for some people, they get automatic waivers. So while you're filling the form, you get automatically waived if you tick some boxes. But for some other people, it is not automatic. So if you fill in the form and you get it automatically waived, you do not have to do anything otherwise. You'll be alerted that your fees have been waived. But if it is not waived automatically, then you have to follow this step to apply for a formal application fee waiver. A number of you will be doing this, so you need to pay attention to this. So what do? It takes a while. It takes 3 business days, by the way. So when you apply, you have to wait a little. It means you shouldn't apply close to the deadline. Apply a month, if possible, 2 months before the deadline. So you have enough time to apply for the waiver. So first, start your application. I think they also advise you to even contact your department as well, if possible, about waivers. But this is the formal procedure. You start your application, fill up the 2 major sections. So your application type and the term, so the year you intend to start, the program you intend to start. I think that's what they're referring to, your personal information. Then after that, I think you can move forward to apply for the application fee waiver. After that step, a number of people get their fees waived automatically. But if you did not get yours waived, then you're told to email this department, this person here, or this office. I think this is the graduate school's email address. So you email them and say you've completed the 2 first stages of the application and now you wish to apply for an application fee waiver. They said you should title the email application fee waiver request. Is that what they said to title the email? Okay. Title the email completed first 2 sections of the application. Please release the application fee waiver request form. So this must be the title you use. Very important. If you use another title, you get filtered out. Your email might be even thrown into the junk folder. So what do? This is the title of your email to this email address asking for an application fee waiver. And then eventually you receive an email telling you to fill a form within 2 working days. And the email is usually titled application fee waiver request form available. So it's sent to your email. So what do? You fill the email, the form sent to your email But beware that a statement of need is not sufficient. So you have to produce a statement of why you're applying for a fee waiver, and in our case, it's a need based. However, the statement will not suffice. This is it here. A statement of need will not suffice. You need evidence. You need to show some documentation that you actually cannot afford to pay the fees. And they've listed a number of documents here that you might need to provide. Not all of them, at least one or two. So a bank statement should be probably the easiest for you to get. Very easy for you to get. You can also get a letter from your school, I believe, saying that, oh, you're from a financially challenged background and you cannot pay your application fee. Another thing you can do is there's a link here on how to write the financial aid statement for application fee waiver. But remember, they said it is not sufficient, but still write it. So these are some of the points you can raise, not all of them. You can raise some of these points in the letter about the exchange rate, and put evidence of your pay slip, your account balance, and the condition of your home country can be there. Do you have caring responsibilities, maybe taking care of your children or retired parents or disabled spouse? Things like that. You can include them in the statement and then attach your bank statement, your pay slip, or things like that. So what you can also do is go to this website. It's called O&A, don't no space, www.oanda.com. Is a currency conversion website. So it tells you what your currency, what the US dollars translates into your currency. So for instance, the application fee at this university, Notre Dame, is $75. So I'm Nigerian. I've typed $75 here. It has given me the Nigerian equivalent. That's 114,550 Nigerian naira. And this is a lot of money in Nigeria. In fact, this might be someone's entire salary for a month. So what you can do is that you show your pay slip that this is what you earn in a month, or you earn around this in a month, and then you also show a screenshot of this website. You take a screenshot of this website and also attach it, and say this application fee consumes the entirety of my monthly income. So because of that, I cannot afford it, because if I pay for it, then I'm not able to feed or clothe myself or to buy medicine or food for an entire month. So you send them a screenshot of this. Also send them the link so they can verify for themselves. And of course, the statement and your pay slip or your bank statement as well. So with that evidence, you're more likely to get your application fee waived. So hopefully within 3 business days, you get it waived and then you move on with your application. So now we've dealt with application fee waivers, we've dealt with English language waivers. So let's go to the programs. So the university has lots of courses. You can see a very long list. But different departments might have different application requirements. So check for your own department. Check for your own department. So remember some of the letters I showed you earlier, offer letters I showed you earlier. You saw things like biological sciences. So this is a quick summary of the biological science field. You can click on this link here to go to the page itself and get the full details about how to apply, about financial assistance. You can see they give $39,600 for 12 months. You can click on admissions FAQ and get more info about what the department requires. So do that for your respective departments. So it says here, let's scroll down. This is a summary of the application requirements before you go to the website of the department itself. So it says here that the GRE is optional. This is another professional exams. It's optional. If you can take it, it's good. If you cannot take it, that's fine. We've also talked about the English test, how to get a waiver, and then these are the documents you require. So check for your own department and see what they require. It's a very long list. So this is the global affairs. I think I showed 2 offer letters for the global affairs. They have full funding as well for a master's. If you want to learn what they're all about, to go to their website and check. So this is a quick summary of the application requirements. The GRE is optional. We've talked about some of these other documents. I should also say that there are some courses where the GRE is compulsory. So also keep an eye on that. This is political science, my course, which is becoming quite mathematical, I must say, in recent times. And as predicted, the GRE is required for political science. But this is not necessarily bad news because you have global affairs. So if you cannot apply for political science because of the GRE requirement, why not just go for global affairs and go for a master's instead? There is also a PhD in peace and conflict, and there are different types. And that is also part of political science. For here, it's required. For some of them, it is optional. So peace studies and history optional, peace studies and political science compulsory to write the GRE. So play around and see what you can get. Visit the website. For the sake of this video, I'll not be going into the website in details, but visit the website and see the particular instructions, application instructions, everything is actually there in the website. So sit down, digest the information. And there are also the email addresses on the department website where you can ask them direct questions that, oh, I saw this thing on your website. I do not understand. Can you please clarify? So do it on time before the application deadline, which is usually in December. And they're very happy to explain to you. You can see the email address I'm talking about here. It's the contact person, the program coordinator. Just send him or her an email and they're often very happy to help. Often very happy to help. So this is a Department of History and Philosophy of Science. Oh, that's interesting. So you click on it, you get more info on admissions and funding. So most of these courses are well funded, so do not worry. So you can see competitive stipend, tuition fees waived. Let's go back to the main page and then you can apply after you've read through and you've made sure that this is the department you want to work with. You've checked professors and make sure that they're working in areas that align with your own interest and your background. So that is it, guys. Fully funded master's and PhD at Notre Dame University in the US, offering full tuition, interesting stipend, health insurance, and what have you. As I said, several people on this channel have run the scholarship in the past, and your case will not be an exception. So put in the hard work, and I wish you good luck. As usual, guys, I cannot wait to celebrate you. So get to work, and I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now, and do not forget to subscribe. Cheers.